That is right, it's April Fools, I hope I got you there, hahaha. Today you won't get to see a game video, but a different type of video. Not only because it's April Fools, but also because I have to talk about a little subject here. Now with all fun and games gone, let's talk about something actually serious here. This is not a joke, this is not an April Fool's joke, even though it's posted on April Fools, I know, but it's actually very serious. Now what this is about is actually something you might have already heard about because it's been all over the whole internet. And it's something called Article 13, which is, I believe now is named Article 17, but it's basically the same package, just renamed to, I don't know, confuse people maybe. Now before we really get into it, let me just quickly explain what I think at least Article 13 means. Now the content of this article is a little bit vague, so it's unknown what exactly the repercussions will be, but from what we do know is that the European Parliament, actually passed this as a law. And what is in this article is actually about copyright. As you know, YouTube itself already is very strict on copyright policies. A lot of videos already get claimed for no reason, including my own videos. So the algorithm is already making mistakes. Now with this new law, there's gonna be even more mistakes, or it might even block YouTube entirely for the whole EU population. This will not even only affect you if you are in the EU, it will affect the whole wild world because all creators that are from the European Union might not be able to make any more content whatsoever. This is because this law basically says that everything that has some form of copyright, you need to have written permission to post about it. Which means that a game, if I wanted to play a game, I need permission from the developer, from the publisher, specifically for that game, specifically for any music that might be in it, any sort of branding or whatever. Even if I was just walking on the street making a vlog, if I were to show a sign all the way in the back on accident, I would get my video claimed that easily. I don't even have to intend any copyright issues, but that's just how it works. Now obviously this makes pretty much any creator on YouTube or any other platform for that matter unable to do whatever they do. Yeah, I'm not sure what type of genius thought of this, but what's even worse is that the platforms itself are held responsible for the copyright problems. So if I were to post something on YouTube, YouTube would actually be held responsible if I had any sort of copyrighted content in it. Now, first of all, there's like 300 hours per minute of content uploaded to YouTube, so it would be pretty much impossible for them to check it all, at least manually, maybe through a new system, but the system doesn't exist yet that can handle that sort of thing. And even if it did exist, I doubt it would be good enough to actually work. We will probably get a lot more false claims, and nobody wants that. And how is a platform even supposed to know if something is copyrighted or not? Like, for instance, if I were to upload a video of my dog, which I by the way don't have anymore, but if I were to make such a video, how would YouTube or Facebook or Twitter or whatever know that this is my video and not someone else's video? Maybe someone else made it, maybe I stole it from somewhere, and it's the job for YouTube or Facebook or Instagram to actually know this. Well, obviously it's impossible for them to know, but that's what this law makes them do. What is also an option is that YouTube, or any other platform for this matter, if I mention YouTube, this goes for anything else, for Facebook, Instagram, whatever you use. YouTube is obviously not gonna take this risk. So, either they have to get a system which works very well, which I honestly doubt is even possible, or they would need to hire a lot of employees to check all the content, which would probably mean that if you upload a video, you have to wait for weeks to even get it validated at all. Or the final option, which I think might actually be pretty likely, is that YouTube and all other types of social media platforms where you can upload something will get blocked from the EU entirely. Not only does that mean that I lose all my EU viewers and that everyone in the EU would be unable to watch any sort of content, but it would also mean that any content creator that is from Europe will be unable to put any videos on, or any sort of pictures even, or quotes. Even quotes actually fall under this new law. Memes as well. If you like posting memes, well, too bad, because it's basically not allowed anymore in that way. So this will not only affect the EU, I think this will affect the whole wide world, because honestly, even a content creator out there in America or Asia or whatever gets viewers from here and will get affected by this eventually. Now, it was actually even revealed that some politicians in the EU Parliament had no idea what they were voting about. There's even talk that some people pressed the wrong button and they meant to vote against it, but voted for it instead. I don't know how this happened, I'm sorry, but if you can't even press a button, what are you doing in the EU Parliament anyway? But that's a whole different topic. The sad reality is that this is true. It's pretty much impossible to change anything about this law at all. What's going to happen now is that all the countries in the EU have 2 years to implement these rules. They can make small little changes here and there, but mainly they have to stick to the actual rules and how it's laid out. Now, this law is actually very vague and not very specific about a lot of things, so we don't know precisely how it's going to end up, but it might threaten the internet as a whole. Now, what this means for me and my channel, I don't know yet. We'll have to wait and see about that, but I know that I do want to keep doing YouTube, and if everything is going like it is right now, I might be able to go full-time on YouTube, maybe even this year. I have been getting a lot of support from you guys recently, and I'm very grateful for that, and if this keeps up, I might actually reach my goal of 1,000 subscribers, which would be great. But if I do reach that goal, and I will continue, then I need to figure this out. I hope they just figure it out themselves and that these laws won't be implemented as they sit right now. If they will be implemented, I don't know yet. I might actually have to move to a different country or actually outside the EU, which would obviously be a hassle. And it would be stupid that I have to move just to be able to do what I like to do. It's not even like I'm reusing other people's content or anything. I'm making my own videos, but just because it features something that has some form of copyright, they would have to claim the whole video? I mean, that doesn't make any sense. Now, you might be wondering, is there anything we can do about this? Well, honestly, at this point, there is not much we can do. The only thing that you can do is that there is new elections in May, I believe. These elections are for the Euro Parliament, so if you are a EU citizen, you can actually vote, and please vote for someone who knows what they're doing and who knows how to get rid of this law. Now, I do know some stuff about this, but I'm not a genius on this subject, I'm not an expert, so I really recommend you do your own research on this as well. I think it's actually really important, and if you don't know about this yet, just look it up on Google, look it up on whatever. Get yourself informed and use that to place your votes later in May, if you can. If it will make any difference, we'll have to wait and see. I hope so, because I really love doing this. Once more, thank you guys for being here. This was the video for April Fools, pretty much. I will be back with a lot more content, and I would like to hear your thoughts about this whole Article 13, Article 17, whatever you want to call it, down in the comments below. I know there's been a lot of talk about this, but I thought it was good to get this out as much as possible. Anyway, I will be back with a lot more videos about games, hopefully forever, but we'll see. Okay, bye bye.